Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Alfonso Speaks. Welcome back to more Darrell Brooks content. And today we're going to get into Darrell Brooks' court appearance after the conviction, the sentencing in Waukesha. He appeared back in court again in Milwaukee. And this time, I really wanted to cover this video specifically for just one specific thing that he does during this hearing that really rubs everybody the wrong way, definitely rubs me the wrong way. And I want to talk about it. But before we do that, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, turn that bell on for notifications, and don't forget, get yourself a channel membership because if you do, you see all of my videos when they're uploaded instead of when they are scheduled to be uploaded. So instant access for anybody that wants it when you get a channel membership. Only $5 a month. Not a bad deal, especially if you love this channel, and a lot of you do. So make sure you guys follow me on my socials as well. As always, they're right down there below on the bottom. Now let's get into this. Again, this was Darrell Brooks appearing in court again. Now this is a 24-minute video. We're not watching the whole 24 minutes of this today. Not really necessary. Not really what I want to focus on. Again, what I want to focus on today is the one specific part of this that really caught everybody's eye.
Extremely pleased in what you have demonstrated over these past 3 years with me, because I believe that you are on the path that you say that you are. Russ, can you get him tissue for Mr. Torbenson? You have an empty box in front of you, I believe. The problem is, as I have to sentence you for these offenses, I have to look at your behavior for these offenses. I have a question for you before I get to my comments from that. In looking at your record, something jumps out at me. You have a number of offenses starting in 1999 all the way up to 2011. Some gaps.
There's one thing I want to point out right off the bat, and that's that he started crying again. And for those of us who have watched enough Darrell Brooks content at this point in our lives, we know he only cries when it's something related to himself. So of course, the judge was talking about. I'm sure he said something before she started speaking along the lines of just the rehabilitation, the better choices apparently that he's making, which we know are false based on the reports of how he was behaving at Dodge Correctional Facility, right? Like he wasn't on the up and up. He was still acting like a fool. He was throwing feces and urine at the guards. He was causing mayhem and getting his cell block locked down and all types of stuff that was going on there. And we're supposed to just believe, right, that, oh, he's on the up and up now. Yeah, because he said prison's really changing his life. Again, like it doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter because you already forfeited every single chance that you have at ever seeing the outside of the prison walls again. You forfeited that. And nobody did it to you but yourself. Nobody did it to you but yourself, which makes what's coming up when he actually starts speaking in this video even more ludicrous, in my opinion.
What happened? What were you doing between 2011 and 2020? Did you live here? Did you live somewhere else? You don't seem to have any criminal contact. What were you doing?
I did live out on the West Coast.
Is that when you had that was a 2007 Nevada case? Were you in trouble out there, or were you living a...
No, I was thriving, Your Honor. I was thriving. I was working. Had a great relationship with my children.
That's false as well. Um, do I need to get into it, guys? Really, at this point, do we need to get into him lying again about the relationship that he was having with his children, which was pretty much non-existent? It's not really necessary.
How old are your children?
21, 17, 13, and my youngest daughter just started taking last week.
Which is the one that you shared with EP?
My 17-year-old daughter. Who's starting spelling in college. And I'm missing it.
Well, you are. But
I'm so proud of her.
that is an amazing accomplishment. I'm glad to hear that.
She graduated a year early because her academics was so up to par.
All right, so let's talk about this. He starts crying. He's saying, "Oh, my daughter's going to Spelman," which is amazing, by the way. "Oh, I'm missing it. I'm missing it." As if he wasn't missing everything else in her life. I mean, could he tell us about her first boyfriend? Could he tell us about her high school dance, her homecomings, how her prom went? Can he tell us about her learning how to drive? Can he tell us about her learning to ride a bike? Anything? Odds are probably not because he wasn't there. And this is what he does. This is what narcissists do, right? Anybody who's new to this, which I don't think anybody's new to Darrell Brooks at this point, we kind of just continue to dissect, his situation. Um, just for I guess the love of the game, I guess you'll call it. It's a it's an interesting niche to dive into. But we know that he's a narcissist. We know that every tear that he drops is for himself. And so he's using his daughter's name to garner sympathy as if that's going to get him out of something. It's not going to get you out of anything. Even if this judge had, for some wild reason, decided, like, oh, yeah, I feel bad. I'm not going to charge you or sentence you for this. Dude, you still have 1,000 years to serve. Like, your life is over. Your life is done. And Arsenaway, which is her name, the 17-year-old that he's talking about, she's probably better off because you weren't in her life. She's probably accomplishing all these things because you weren't there, because every time you were there, it was destruction, right? She literally cannot stand you. We know that. That's well documented. And so you're coming in this courtroom talking about how proud of her you are, and oh, I'm missing it. She just went to Spelman and I'm missing it. And the judge is like, well, you are. What else do you want her to say in that situation? You did it to yourself. Like, we keep talking about this. You did it to yourself. And again, the reason we dissect Darrell Brooks so much, at least the reason I do, is because I just find it so important to continue to push the message of accountability and thinking about your actions before you do it. Like, I'm not always a perfect person either. Like, sometimes I could really use a deep breath before I act on something. And I don't always take that deep breath. And sometimes I make a bad decision, but there's that and then there's what he did, which you can only do something like that when you've gone so long without self-control. So long. Like, I might say something to my child, excuse me, that I regret in the moment because they were overstimulating me, or they were being disobedient and I got upset, or they were screaming and I got upset. Like, as parents, of course, you always have those moments where you're like, oh man, I could have handled that better. And I feel like I have a lot of those moments because I'm not a perfect person, just somebody trying to get better every day. But what Darrell Brooks is a culmination of no self observation, No self accountability, no self assessment, no nothing. Just everybody's out to get me, the world's against me. I should be able to do whatever I want. When I get in trouble for doing whatever I want, it's everybody else's fault that I'm in trouble. Everybody just wants to see me lose. The man's just trying to hold me down. That's a very dangerous mindset to have. And if that's a mindset that you have or anybody that you know has, it's very important to do whatever you got to do to get rid of that, because that is what's going to land you in a situation like this. It's so dangerous, not only for yourself, but the people around you. That behavior going unchecked is just, it's very scary. It's very dangerous.
I didn't get a chance to see her walk across the stage.
And what's even more disrespectful about this is you killed 6 people. Like, you took 6 people out of this world. You think Jackson Sparks' parents are ever going to see him walk across the stage in any capacity? What about the rest of the 5 people that you killed that had grandchildren and children? One of the daughters came up during the sentencing remarks. The same sentencing remarks where he was rolling his eyes and reading his Bible and just being completely disrespectful. Yeah, one of them came up and talked about how their mother will never be able to see them get married, will never be able to hold their grandchildren, all because of his actions. But yet he gets up here and he's spouting off at the mouth and crying and making a fool of himself, talking about a child's accomplishments whose life he was never a part of, as a means to garner sympathy. Like, you really want to just sit here and cry? Like, this is what I'm talking about when it comes to self-awareness. It's just not there. And it's disgusting and it's scary at the same time. It's just not there. It's non-existent.
She sounds extraordinary. Um, all right. So you were doing well.
So that's the only part of this video that I really wanted to focus on, because it bothers me so much that somebody can just be that absent-minded and that tone deaf, you know. Um it's interesting to me, man. But like I said, if you guys know anybody like this, it's important that we check people's behavior right before it gets too far out of hand. We have to start checking the behavior of the people that are around us and ourselves, right? Again, ourselves. Like, we have to self-assess, we have to get better. There's so many things in my life I'm trying to get better at, and I'm very self-aware of those things. And again, I don't always come out on top in every moment. Sometimes I fall short, but I'm trying desperately to get better, right? And I can say that when I observe my shortcomings, I'm better the next day than I was the day before. Or maybe that's not true, because sometimes, you take a couple of steps back and then 3 steps forward, something like that. But I year after year, I'm better and better. Like, I'm a better parent now, much better than I was when Zane was first born. Because I learned, because I was self-aware, because I made changes and I did things necessary to become, that better parent. Like, we have to do things in our lives to improve, and you never stop. I don't care if you guys are 15, 30, 45, 70, 90, 100. I don't care. You always have an opportunity to improve as long as you're on the earth. So make sure you guys are taking advantage of those opportunities and getting better every single day. That's all I have for this video, guys. As usual, stay safe, stay blessed. I'll see you guys in the next video. Like, share, subscribe. Think about the channel membership so you can get instant access, and follow me on my social media. I will see you guys next time.